and welcome
to Sort of the Story.
I'm Janey.
And I'm Max.
And this is the podcast where we tell each other stories like fairy tales and folk tales and spooky ghost stories and mythology and anything else we want to talk about that day because it's our podcast and we're in our living room. No, we're
Why
not.
would you lie to them?
Already. And we can lie if we want to. We're in the office. And also you are
Such
here.
an egregious lie.
They wouldn't have known.
I would have told them. Guys, I would have told you.
Yeah, and you did.
And I did.
Fucking narc.
You can trust me.
One of us always lies.
And one of us always lies.
Which one is it? You don't know. Anyway, what's up, guys? This podcast is not for children.
No.
So
Get on.
Get little doggies. Max, what's up?
Hi.
Hi. Saturday at 5:43. Any thoughts about that?
It's a pretty good time. I'm having today was like this is the first weekend in like almost 3 months that I haven't had just nonstop stuff. This is like the first kind of almost day off that I've had in like 3 months.
Yeah.
I still had to wake up at like 7:30, but that was my own
by
fault.
choice.
I know. I know.
Max had a date.
I had a date. I have many dates.
That's true. You have many dates. Do you think they all listen?
I know some of them do.
Should we open up a Max's boyfriend tier and make your dates start paying?
I think we should start a new channel in the Discord that's just for everyone who I've ever been on a date with.
Yeah. And we can invite that guy that I was on a date with, but you came too.
Yeah.
Because he counts. That was also
counts.
a date with Max. I made Max come on a date with me and that weird guy.
Oh, God, that guy was so weird.
He was so sweet, but he was weird. We've told them about him before. We don't need to go into it again.
Yeah, what if he's one of our avid listeners still?
He might be. He did listen to the podcast in order to be able to know everything about us.
Yeah.
In hindsight, a red flag.
No, I've had many people listen to the podcast in order to know everything about us.
That's true, and they do now, and I don't like that.
Well.
Anyway, any of you want to date us? Email us at sortofthestory@gmail.com. Or join the Patreon. How can they do that?
Okay. Well.
Do it, Max. Do it. Plug the Patreon. Shill for the man.
Okay.
Advertise. Marketing. We own your soul. Wear our shorts. That's what big government's doing to you. Sorry, I'm a little sleepy and a little grumpy. So go ahead, Max. Tell them about the goddamn Patreon.
Alrighty. For $3 a month, you get access to the Discord through our Patreon, which means you get to hang out with us and all of our listeners and all of our friends and all of our buddies and all of our pals.
All of our girlfriends.
All of our girlfriends.
And all of Max's boyfriends.
That's $3 a month. Or for $7 a month, you can get access to the Discord. Plus, you can get access to a full-length bonus episode every single month. Or for $4 a month, you can get everything at the $3 tier. Plus, we're your girlfriend.
Yeah, and we legally have to love you.
Yeah. That's the law.
We're so easy. By the way, if you're $7 in, you also we can be your girlfriends too. It's fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
We're so easy.
The more the merrier. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
So it's episode 174.
Mm-hmm.
We told them a while back, like, we're going to skip a week and we'll just release a bonus episode. And we're not doing that. So we're saving that for the future. We get one freebie because we didn't take off.
Nice.
Yeah.
I didn't realize we didn't take off.
Yeah, we didn't. We just
Nice.
kept going with the numbers because I was like, I mean, in the grand scheme of things, we're really not behind.
Nice. Hell yeah.
Yeah, so we're saving our one freebie. If you want to listen to the bonus episode, you have to pay for the bonus episode still.
$7 a month.
Yeah.
But you do get access to all of the bonus episodes, and there's a lot of them.
Yeah, there's like 90 in there.
What? No, there's not.
We've done 90 bonus
No, we
episodes. Yeah,
haven't.
we've done about 90 bonus.
We've done 30?
times 3. How many have we done? 36, I think.
Something like that. So you get access to 36-ish or so, or more or less.
Yeah. In a way, we
Bonus
were both
episodes.
correct.
No, I don't think that's true.
Hold on. Oh, that's not us. 35. Coming out in February. 36.
There we go.
There we go. All right. Well, good plug, Max.
Thank you.
And guys, one last thing before we get into the tales. Go on to Apple Podcasts and leave us a 5-star review. Thank you. It's good for us. It's good
Thank
for
you
me.
and please.
No, please do it. Stop your car right now. Don't stop your car. Text and drive. Text and drive and give us a 5-star review. Drive
Unless you're a
yourself.
child, in which case get out of here.
You're not allowed to. You can't even type. Anyway, 5-star reviews, please. Thank you. Good.
Cool.
I think it's probably the most unpleasant anyone's ever asked for a review.
What's up, idiots?
Hey, you stupid babies. Learn to type. Okay. Well, Max 174, you're going first.
Yeah.
Again. And I'm going to let you.
Yeah.
All right. We're going to take a little break and then Max will be back again to tell you a story.
Yeah. Okay, Janey.
Okay, Max.
I've got a story for you today, and I've got potentially a short little bonus story if this one's too short. So we'll see how long it is.
Mine's kind of short, too. It might just be a shorty-baby-cutie episode.
Oh.
Yeah. Those are okay to do every once in a while.
Yeah.
We're nice.
You know what? I'm going to say right now, I'm going to tell both of them.
Oh, all right.
The story that I have for you today is from The Story Bag, a collection of Korean folktales. This is written by Kim So-eun and translated by Setsu Higashi. This is a sweet little collection of Korean folktales, and all of them are written in a very fun way. They have a lot of like humor to them.
Yeah.
They're works in translation, and I highly recommend this book. This came out during the Korean War, so there are a couple of notes in the intro and on the back cover about the Korean War, and specifically being like, it's important to remember, in spite of the fact that we're at war with these people, that they have a culture. And it's like,
yeah.
I get... Definitely,
Sure.
Yes. Definitely,
It's
yes.
important to remember that they're human still.
Yes.
All right. Thank you.
Which is nice. But the story that I'm going to tell you, the first story I'm going to tell you today is The Story Bag.
Okay.
Title of book.
Got it. That's kind of like what we are. Little story bags.
That's actually what we are. That's why I wanted to tell this story.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. So once upon a time, there was a little boy, and this little boy loved stories.
Me too.
More than anything. Anytime he met a new person, he would say, hey, tell me a story. And he would collect up all of the stories in his little story bag, which was a little leather pouch that he kept on his belt. And it had like a little drawstring. And every time someone would tell him a story, he would put the story in the bag and then he would close the drawstring so the story couldn't get out. And as he grew, he kept gathering more and more stories and putting them in his bag until his bag was so full that he had to like really cram them in.
All right.
But he had all of these stories that he kept in this little bag, and he loved them very dearly. But eventually he grew up. He sort of grew away from storytelling, and he became a young man.
I hate it when people become a young man and stop telling stories.
Yeah.
And stop listening.
And stop listening.
I hate it when they stop listening.
So he grows into a young man, and he is set to marry. The preparations for the wedding are happening, and there's this older servant who works for the young man's family, who are also very wealthy. He works for the young man's family, and as they're preparing for the wedding, he is walking past the kitchen, and he hears voices whispering in the kitchen, and he like leans in close, and he hears someone go, all right, guys, listen. So we've been stuck in here for a long time. It's been a long ass time since that little boy put us in here, and he's left us in here, and it's very tight and very uncomfortable.
Yeah.
So it's time. He's about to get married, and we're going to get him back.
Oh, no.
And at this, the servant realizes
Love this. Revenge of the stories.
Yeah. So at this, the old servant realizes that the voices are coming from a tiny leather bag that's hanging forgotten from a rusty iron nail in the kitchen. And he realizes that it's the young boy's story bag that he has left there and kind of abandoned. And then another voice comes from the bag. And that second voice is like, yeah, we've been in here for too long. Yeah. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to get back at him. I'm going to freaking take care of him.
Oh.
And the first voice is like, ooh, what are you going to do? And then the second voice is like, I'm going to go and I'm going to find the path that he's going to go along with his carriage.
Yeah.
When he's on his way to his bride's house to get married, I'm going to go along the path and I'm going to turn into a berry bush.
Oh.
And I'm going to have these bright red, delicious looking berries on me, but they'll be poisonous. But they'll look so delicious that he's going to stop his carriage and he's going to pull over and he's going to grab a little berry and then he's going to eat it and then he's going to be poisoned and then he'll die.
Hell yeah.
And then a third voice
Wait,
says,
how do you get out of the bag, though?
don't worry about it.
Okay.
And then a third voice says, yeah, you know what? I'm going to get him too, just in case that doesn't work.
Yeah.
And in case he's like anti-berry or something like that. I want to make
sort of
sure.
psycho? Who's trending anti-berry?
This third voice is like, yeah, and I'm going to go just in case, and I'm going to become a beautiful stream bubbling up out of the forest, and I'm going to have like this really nice like gourd ladle that's like resting in the pond, and like it's going to be really beautiful and intricately carved, and so he's going to be going by, and there's going to be this like burbling spring of pure clear water with like a really like fancy little ladle in it, and so he's going to think, yum, I can drink this.
Yeah.
And then if he drinks the water, he's going to get so sick and he's going to die.
Ha!
Got him.
Got him.
And then a fourth voice chimes in and says, yeah, and if that doesn't work, I'm going to go and I'm going to become a red hot poker.
Poke him.
I'm going to freaking poke him.
I like this guy. Who needs subtlety? Poke him with a poker. That's what they're for.
Poke him with a poker.
Poke him in the face.
Yeah.
With a
in the
poker.
classic words of Lady Gaga.
Lady Gaga.
Poke his face.
Poke his face.
He says, I'm going to become a red hot iron poker, and I'm going to hide inside a bag of chaff. And chaff is like discarded corn husks and like threshed wheat and basically like millet. Like,
that is one of the names in the Hunger Games. Oh, probably one of the names from somebody from the grain district.
The carb district.
Delicious.
So he's like, I'm going to go hide in a bag of chaff. Mm-hmm. And the bag of chaff is going to be laid out in front of the carriage so that when the groom steps out of the carriage to go and marry the bride, he's going to step on the bag of chaff so he doesn't touch the ground right away. And I'm going to be in the bag, and I'm going to be a red hot poker. And he's going to step on me, and he's going to burn his feet, and it's going to hurt really badly.
Hell yeah.
And all of the other voices in the bag are like, yeah, he's going to burn his feet.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. And then another voice pipes up and goes, and if that doesn't work.
Yeah. Tell us what else.
I'm going to turn into a bunch of skinny little ribbon snakes, and I'm going to sneak into his bedroom on his wedding night with his wife, and I'm going to go in there as a bunch of snakes.
Yeah.
And I'm going to hide under the bed as a bunch of snakes.
Yeah.
And then when they fall asleep, I'm going to come out as a bunch of snakes.
Yeah.
And I'm going to bite him, and then he's going to die.
Yeah. Red Hot Poker Guy's not doing enough.
Yeah.
There's a theme here, Red Hot Poker Guy.
Yeah. Is he die? Is he die? If not, why? That's our motto.
That's why it rhymes.
So all of these voices in the bag all cheer, and they're like, yeah, we're going to get him. That'll show him for leaving us in here for all these years.
Hell yeah.
Ha, ha, ha.
Ha, ha, ha.
And the old servant listening to this is like, well, I know what I have to do. I've got to protect my master from these vengeful stories that are going to come after him.
Sure.
So tomorrow I'm going to go with him on his wedding day trot to his bride's house, and I'll make sure that none of these things happen to him.
Good.
So the next day, the groom is getting ready. He's like in his carriage with his horse, and he's ready to go. And this old servant runs up and is like, wait, my lord, please.
Me lord.
I would like to walk with you. And the young lord is like, well, don't you have like stuff to do? Like, you've got
Why don't you tell him?
tasks that you're supposed to be doing. Like, I'm sure you would be missed if you were gone this whole day, like just walking with me, and I don't really need anyone to come with me. So why don't you just stay here? And the old servant's like, no, I insist. And then he grabs the horse by the bridle and starts leading it down the path.
Oh, awkward. I really don't want you to come. I was going to catch up on some podcasts.
Yeah.
Really think.
Yeah. Just have some me time.
Have some me time.
Yeah. So the old servant is leading the horse down the path.
Mm-hmm.
And as they're walking, they walk past this beautiful berry bush.
Mm-hmm.
And it has these bright red, delicious looking berries.
Try one.
You know what? Yeah.
Yeah, just
you
try
deserve it. You have been good.
Yeah. Looks good. Tart.
Yum. So the young lord pokes his head out of the carriage and he's like, servant, I would like to stop. Those berries look so good. And you know me, I'm pro berry.
Everyone knows that. That's my whole platform.
So why don't you bring me a couple of those berries? Because I'd love to snack on them while we're on my way to my wedding.
Mm-hmm.
The old servant is like, no, my lord, those are peasant berries. You can find them anywhere, and they're not that special, and you don't want them. And we can find some more later, and you don't want them, and we're moving on. He offers up like a bunch of excuses.
Why not just tell him those are poisonous?
No, Janey, that's ridiculous.
I think I just eat them. I think I might be immune to poison. Everyone knows that.
No.
I'm immune to poison.
No.
Yeah.
I feel as a public service that I might have to poison you to prove that you're not immune to poison, so that you stop thinking you're immune to poison.
Won't you feel silly when I'm not dead? And instead
I suppose I will.
Favorite poison snack.
So the servant leads the horse on past the berries, and they walk on a little bit further.
Mm-hmm.
And then they come to this beautiful, bubbling freshwater spring.
Mm-hmm.
It's right next to the road, and it has this like intricately carved gorge spoon floating in it.
Mm.
And the prince is like, I'm actually pretty thirsty, and that looks like some pretty good water. So why don't you pull over and get me some of the water from that spring? And the old servant is like, no, you don't want that water. That water sucks.
That's piss, my lord. I pissed in it. When did you have time to do that?
He ran ahead really quickly.
Yeah.
Just pissed in it, just in case.
Yeah.
He says, my lord, you're not thirsty, actually.
Oh.
You'll be fine. We're going to keep going, and we're going to get into the shade soon. We're right next to a forest, so we'll be in the shade, and then you won't be thirsty anymore. And then when we get to your bride's house, you can have a cup of water. But for right now, you don't need water. You're not thirsty.
He's like, I'm really happy you came with me. I'm having a great time.
So the old servant continues on with the horse and the young lord in the carriage.
Yeah.
Finally, they arrive at the bride's house, and they pull the carriage up in front of her house, and the lord goes to step out, and the bride's footmen come and put down a bag of chaff at the step down from his carriage so that he doesn't have to step directly onto the ground. But inside, hidden secretly,
Yeah.
nobody knows,
Yeah.
red hot iron poker.
Ah, here comes Red Hot Poker Guy. Wonder what's gonna happen.
Oh my gosh. And so the old servant, rather than, I don't know, saying, my lord, don't step on that, or perhaps check that for red hot iron pokers before you do anything, the servant shoves his master and he falls down on the ground away from the bag of chaff.
Yeah.
And all of like his new bride and her family and all of their servants are standing outside of the house watching this happen. And the old servant is like, my lord, I'm sorry, I'm so clumsy. Oh, me. Oh, my.
Open the bag. What the hell?
So the young lord kind of gets up and like brushes himself off and is like, okay, I'm not going to yell at you because that would be even more embarrassing.
I'm in front of a bunch of people. I am seething with anger. I'm so thirsty.
But yeah, so we'll talk about this later.
It's going to be an interesting ride home. For sure.
And the young lord steps away from the red hot iron chaff bag.
Red Hot Iron Chaff Bag. Written by Sarah J. Maas.
Steps away from it and proceeds into the house where the wedding proceeds as normal.
Mm-hmm.
He's married to his beautiful new bride. They celebrate together with her family, and then they go up together to the wedding suite and they prepare for bed.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, the old servant sneaks up to the wedding suite and out onto the veranda, and he hides underneath the veranda.
Creep.
And he waits for night to fall.
Mm-hmm.
And when night falls, he sneaks out from under the veranda. He waits until the young lord and his wife are laying down in bed. And then he sneaks out from under the veranda with a sword. And he comes in through the window and he's like, my lord, don't be alarmed.
This is for you.
And immediately the young lord and his new bride jump out of the bed. And the young lord is like, whoa. What the fuck, man?
Have we not had the boundaries talk? feel like we did. We had like a seminar. Like their HR definitely talked to you about this.
Yes. You gotta stop sneaking into my room, man.
With a sword?
Come on.
Come on.
Come on.
Come on.
So the old servant comes in with a sword. The young lord jumps out of bed with his wife, and the servant's like, don't worry, I'm going to take care of this. And he grabs the mattress and moves it aside. And underneath of the mattress, there's this big tangled mass of all of these little ribbon snakes writhing around.
Yeah.
Like a rat king.
Like a rat king, even.
Like a rat king. And the old servant takes his sword and very slowly and laboriously chops each of the snakes in half until none of the snakes are left.
Put them all in one bag. You don't have to like chop them all in half. Put them all in one bag and then like throw it into the moon or something.
Yeah, that's so much easier.
That's how you kill snakes.
Hang on, there's an illustration, I think. This is that tasty looking gourd.
That looks like a little vagina.
Oh.
That little gourd looks like a little vagina. Tell me I'm wrong. You're going to look at me and tell me I'm wrong?
Yes. Here's the lord and his servant on the horse.
There you go. And a little chaff bag.
Little chaff bag.
Yeah.
Little chaff bag.
It's me. Little chaff bag. Here to drop them sick beats.
There isn't an illustration. I was wrong.
I liked little chaff bag.
Little chaff bag.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the young lord is like, what was that? How did all those snakes get in here? And the old servant says, well, my lord, it's kind of a long story. Let me tell you everything. And he tells him everything.
Why didn't you tell him everything when you left?
That's a really good question. But from then on, the lesson was taught, hear and yawn.
Okay.
That if you have a story, you should not keep it to yourself. You should always share it, because stories get very angry when they're not shared.
Yeah.
If you put them in a little bag and leave them there without sunlight, they go bad.
So does that mean that we're in danger from all of the folktale books that are closed on our shelf that we haven't opened in a while?
No.
We haven't opened them in a while.
No.
Andrew Lang's Fairy Books of Many Colors is languishing on the shelf right now.
No, I think we're fine.
All right.
I think we're okay.
And also, lesson be learned, if you don't share this podcast with your friends, these old story bags will come and get you. We're under your beds, bitch.
Forward this podcast to 10 people, or we're going to come into your room with swords.
Yeah, or we're going to poison you with berries.
Yeah, or we're going to poison you with water.
We're going to piss in your lake, bitch.
we're gonna get a red hot poker and put it in your chaff bag.
Right in your chaff bag. That's the ass. So anyway, LOL. If you really care, you'll forward it to 10 people and give us a 5-star review.
If you get 5 back, you're the baddest bitch on the block.
Oh.
If you get 2 back, you're the least baddest bitch on the block.
If you don't get any back, we're gonna put a red hot choker up your butt.
A red hot choker.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're gonna call the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
We're gonna tell them what you did. Cool. I liked that.
Yeah, this little guy.
Very topical.
Yeah, and then I've got a tiny little second story for you.
Tell us the tiny second story.
It's called The Man Who Planted Onions.
Wonder what this is about.
I'm just going to read you the first couple lines of this story,
okay,
and then I'll tell you the rest. But this story happened in an age before man ever ate onions. In those days, people used to eat
potatoes.
Close.
Is it actually close?
Yeah.
Garlic. Is it a vegetable?
No.
Ass.
Closer.
Chaff.
No. Further.
Okay. Well, what? Close to ass. Pork.
Closer.
Donkey.
Ass.
Cow.
People.
Oh. Pork was close.
In those days, people used to eat people.
Okay.
That was because
instead of onions, that's the exchange rate?
Yes.
Jesus.
Before people ate onions, they ate people. Everyone knows this, Janey.
Yeah, because both will make you cry.
Oh. The story says that was because everybody saw everybody else as cows, not as people at all.
Not as onions either.
Not as onions either.
So, like, what? I guess tell me the story. I'm intrigued.
Yeah. So people were constantly running around and seeing people, but they didn't see people. They saw cows and they were like, yum. And so then they would eat cows, but the cows were actually people. So they would be eating their friends and family.
No, it didn't say they saw them as cows. Didn't it say that they saw them like cows?
Everybody saw everyone else as cows.
You're assuming that means that they can't distinguish the difference? I'm assuming it means they just have as
If you
much...
weren't careful, you'd mistake your own father and mother or your brothers and sisters for cows and eat them up.
What the fuck? Okay, so this is an eyesight problem.
No, it's just that everybody looks like cows, Janey.
I don't know. I think I'd be able to tell the difference even if I lived in a world with no onions.
The story goes on. Surely there can be no sadder plight than this, for people not to be able to tell the difference between people and cows.
I can think of a couple more sad things.
But also, who just eats a cow?
Lots of people
No,
eat a cow.
No, you eat beef. You don't just walk up to a cow and eat it.
Okay, now you're assuming that they don't, like, take the person home and, like, prepare them.
Yes, that is what it sounds like to me.
Good
Is that
Lord.
your foot? No.
No, that's somebody else's foot.
Oh, no.
It's under there.
Is that a cow foot? Should I eat it? It's your slipper.
My feet are so tucked back.
One day, there was a man who mistook his brother for a cow and ate him. And then when he realized what he had done, he was very, very upset. And he's like, this is crazy. We got to stop eating each other.
No.
There's got to be a better way.
There's gotta be a better way. Everybody, get out of those costumes. Those costumes.
Costumes. So he sets off on a long journey to try and find a better thing for people to eat besides people.
Sure.
He travels far and wide. He goes through many kingdoms and many lands. And everywhere he goes, people eat people because they think that the people are cows.
What are the cows up to?
Mm.
I'm just so intrigued by this.
I don't know what to tell you.
All right.
But he proceeds on until he gets finally to a kingdom. And he sees people eating these green things. And he's like, what are those green things? Are they people? Or are they cows? Or are they a third thing?
Oh my God. I don't even know what the name of this disease would be. You don't know anything.
Cannibalism.
Cannibalism. You know, people were like, is this a person? It's a green onion. What are scallions? What are you talking about? That's not even roughly the same shape or size of a person.
Okay, but counterpoint. Is it a scallion?
It's not a scallion.
It is. Is it a scallion or is it a rapscallion?
Okay, so it's not a rapscallion. That's a different thing.
But then why do they sound so similar?
Not even the same shape or size as a rapscallion. What a weird word.
He comes up to the person who's eating an onion, and he says, what's that? And the guy says, that's an onion.
Yeah.
And he's like, do you guys not eat people here? And they're like, oh, we used to eat people, but then we found out about onions, so now we eat onions.
What? What? The story is perplexing.
So the man is like, well, I would like to stop eating people. I would rather eat onions. And so the man from Onion Town gives him a bunch of onion seeds and says, bring these home and plant them, and then you'll have onions.
Sure.
So the man does. Goes home, he plows a field, and he sows the onion seeds, and he waits for them to germinate. But while he's waiting, he's so excited that he goes to go tell his friends and family and neighbors all about how he's found an alternative and they can all stop eating each other.
Yeah.
And he runs off after a group of people and he's like, hey, guess what? I have fantastic news. We don't have to eat each other anymore. And they're like, whoa, look at that big old cow. No! And he's like, no, I'm not a cow. I'm a person. They're like, wow, that cow sure is loud.
Delicious, tasty.
And so they murder and eat him.
Oh, no. What about the onions?
It's a great question. Eventually, green shoots start to come out of the ground, and the people find them, and they think, this smells tasty. Mm-hmm. And so they eat them, and as soon as they eat them, they realize they're not surrounded by cows, they're surrounded by people. The onions give you the power to see through cow disease.
The only reason why we all don't have mad cow disease? What? The only thing... who wrote this story? Give me an origin. Give me something. This is so weird.
And then the last lines of the story.
Okay.
The people suddenly realized what the old traveler had done, but it was too late to thank him for his efforts. They had already eaten him up. Mm-hmm. Yet, to this very day, the old man's kindness lives on in the gratitude of the people whom he made happy with the onions he planted. And I would like to add, and he stopped them from eating each other. Yeah,
that's the most important thing.
That's the really important. It's nice to have onions, but it's nicer to not think other people are cows and eat them.
So, you know how you said that in the beginning of this book? It's like, we need to remember that they have a culture and that whatever. I think this would do the opposite. I think this is a very pro-Korean War, propaganda.
Yeah, they're like, they eat people.
They don't know the difference between a cow and a person.
Ooh.
They think onions are
Yikes.
magic. Yeah, like that story made no sense.
Yeah. But that's why we have onions. So every time you eat
No.
a green onion, it's preventing you from seeing me as a cow and eating me alive.
That's literally the only thing preventing that. And it's barely working. Are there sources anywhere in this book?
It's a great question. Nope, these are all direct from the source, from people telling the stories to the author.
Okay, whoever told that story was weird. It's a weirdo. I'm not convinced that story is told and accepted in society.
I can't believe you don't like the man who planted onions.
That was a weird one. I think that might be my least favorite story of all time.
Really?
I hated that.
That was some Dr. Seuss shit, for
That
sure.
was like somebody was on acid but also smoking weed.
And also had cannibalistic tendencies.
Yeah, check on them. Oh,
For
well,
sure. So
Fun.
that's my 2 little stories.
So does that make me pro or anti-Korean War? That's a toss-up.
Ooh, yikes. I feel like that issue's been settled for a while now.
Yeah, bring it back. I'm just kidding. Okay.
She's just kidding.
I'm just kidding. Max, let's take a little break.
Okay.
We'll be right back, and then I'll tell you a story that honestly doesn't have cannibalism. I can't remember if it has cannibalism. I don't think it has cannibalism.
I do feel like it's important to note that a lot of the like Korean War propaganda against Korean people was like, oh, they eat like dogs and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which sucks and is really upsetting. So it
Sure.
does feel like this story is not playing into that necessarily, but it is like weirdly aligned with it in a way that I don't love.
Yeah.
But if you take it outside of the historical context of that, then I do think it is just a really weird fucking story.
It's just a really fucking weird one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Take a little break.
Yep.
Bye. Okay, Max.
Okay, Janey.
Max, okay. Today I'm bringing you a story from Favorite Folktales from Around the World, edited by Jane Yolen.
One of our pantheon of folklorists.
This is from Pantheon Fairy Tale and Folklore Library.
Oh, that wasn't what I meant, but also.
But also, yeah, Jane Yolen, I'll talk about her a little bit at the end. Yeah, cool lady.
Mhm.
All right, so this story is, it's called The Three Sillies.
Aw.
It is from England.
It's just like this podcast, but with one more.
Yeah, you guys.
Aw.
And also you.
And also you were here.
All right, I'm just going to jump in. The first line is, once upon a time, there was a farmer and his wife who had one daughter, and she was courted by a gentleman. Short, sweet, to the point.
Yeah. Hit the ground running.
Yeah, that's it. That's the people you need to know about. Every evening, the young man, the gentleman, would come to her house for supper to spend time with her and her family, part of the courting.
Mm-hmm.
And every time he would come over, she was sent down to the cellar to draw some beer. They have like a tap.
Mm-hmm. Babe,
What
go
is
get
she-
me a beer.
Yeah, go get me a beer. Go get us a beer. That's her whole family.
Mm.
All was going really well. Like, you know, she's beautiful and they're getting along. The parents like him and like, you know, the wedding's pretty much set. But one evening, when she was sent down to the cellar to get the beer, she was just opening the tap. Like she turned it, beer started coming out. She's holding her jug underneath it. And then she looked up and she noticed something strange that she had never seen before. There was a mallet and it was like on one of the beams. Like a mallet. Like a hammer.
Like a hammer. Yeah.
Yeah. And it was on one of the beams. It was up there.
Okay.
From the looks of it, Max, it had been there for a very long, long time. Like there's dust on it.
Okay.
Dust on the mallet, Max. It was on a beam. It was up there.
Dust on the mallet on the beam?
Oh my God. Maybe it was there when the house was first built. Like maybe somebody had been malleting stuff and had put it up there. Max.
Oh.
On a beam.
Oh my.
She'd never noticed it before, but now it was all she could see. And the longer she looked at it, Max, the more upset she got. And as you can imagine, you start out upset when you see a mallet.
I mean,
And it just goes up from there. She thought this was pretty dangerous. What if, for instance, just like a thought, what if she and the young man, the gentleman, were to get married? And all would go well for a bit, you know, newlyweds, they'd have their honeymoon, they'd be fine. And then probably she'd get pregnant and they'd have a beautiful baby boy. And then this beautiful, healthy, perfect baby boy, Max, would one day learn to walk, presumably. And then one day, suppose he came down to the cellar to draw the beer as she did before him, as her parents did before her. It's a generational task. And that mallet that was up there on the beam fell off the beam, hit him in the head, and he died, Max. What then? He fucking died. What if that happened?
Tiny funeral.
Isn't that sad? Isn't the idea of a tiny funeral so sad?
Yeah.
Anyway, this was too much to handle, as it is also too much for Max to handle. She's sobbing right now, quietly.
Yes. Woohoo, woohoo. Woohoo.
And she's bad at it. Anyway, she was sitting there thinking, like, I didn't have enough time with my imaginary hypothetical son. He had so much life to live, I guess. And all because of that stupid, careless mallet. So she threw the candle she'd been holding down, and she threw the jug down that had been carrying the beer, and then she sat down as the tap just flowed onto the floor, and she just cried and cried and cried.
This is kind of what it's like to have severe anxiety.
100%. Been there, girl.
Sometimes I'm at work and I think about what if I wasn't paying attention and turned on the stove for some reason this morning and then forgot to turn it off.
Every day.
And then I have to go for a walk about it.
I wake up several times in the night to check the doors because I'm like, oh my God, somebody's murdered Max.
Anxiety.
I also have OCD. That's anxiety. That's an anxiety disorder.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, what I'm saying is I get this, girl, but you need medication. Eventually, the three people upstairs were like, where's our daughter? And so her mother went downstairs to check on her. And when she saw her lovely daughter sitting on the floor, sobbing while beer is just flowing everywhere, she's like, oh my God, what's wrong? What happened?
And turns the tap off.
Nope. Her daughter said, oh, mother, look at that horrid mallet. Suppose we was to be married and was to have a son, and he was to grow up and was to come down into the cellar to draw the beer, and the mallet was to fall on his head and kill him. What a dreadful thing that would be. And her mother thought about it, and then she, sat down on the floor next to her and said, that would be terrible. Ah! And then they both just sobbed. What a cruel fate to befall little name TBD. Maybe Gentleman Jr.? Who knows? After a little while of making awkward small talk upstairs with his future son-in-law, the girl's father was like, I'm going to go find out what happened to those ladies. Probably having their period. And he went downstairs and he found them holding each other and sobbing as beer ran everywhere. And he cried out, whoa, who died? Then the women wailed and wailed and they're like, too soon and too early. And then they told him the bad news that his future grandson, the heir to his fortune, the only thing carrying on his name, was dead because of that evil mallet that someone had with great malice and forethought left on that beam. That beam!
Ye gods.
And the father sat down in the puddle of beer, took a deep breath, and sobbed and sobbed and sobbed. This is so sad. What a sad story. Anyway, now they're all just drowning in beer. So eventually, the gentleman upstairs got a little uncomfortable, waiting around for his host to come back. So he went down to the cellar to find them. And imagine his surprise when he found all three of them sitting in an ever-growing puddle of beer, holding each other and wailing like banshees. And so he turned off the tap.
Sure, good.
And he's like, hey, what's the matter? And the father said, that horrible mallet killed the son you might one day have. And then threw himself to drown in a puddle. And the girl's like, no! Pulled him back out. The gentleman looked at the mallet, and he looked back at the family, and he looked back at the mallet, and he reached up, and he took the mallet down off the beam, and then he burst out laughing, and he said, quote, I've traveled all over the world. Oh, never mind. That's not a quote.
I haven't traveled anywhere.
I haven't traveled anywhere. I'm the one that always lies. And he looked at them and he said, I've traveled all over the world, and I've literally never met, quote, 3 such sillies as you guys.
Aw, title of story.
3 such sillies. I'll tell you what, I'm going to go and I'm going to continue on my way. And if I meet 3 bigger sillies than you, I'll come back and I'll marry your stupid fucking daughter. Okay, peace out.
The hard left from you 3 sillies to your stupid fucking daughter.
She got no sense. The man traveled on for a bit, and he's still kind of chuckling because he's like, wow, I almost married stupid. Like, my kids would have been dumb as rocks. That mallet probably would have killed my son. Whew. And eventually, he came across a woman's cottage, and there was grass growing on the roof, which is very nice.
Yeah,
it's nice to look at. We saw that in Epcot.
Mm-hmm.
In Epcot, Max.
Yeah. Which
Anyway,
means it's from the future.
That's from the future. Oh, that little boy is dead. So there's grass growing on the roof, and that would have been nice to look at, but he was distracted by the fact that the woman was trying to drag a cow up a ladder.
Sure.
And the cow doesn't want to go.
Sure.
So she's just yanking on its chain, and it's like, move. I don't go up there.
That's not for cows.
Lady, that's clearly a human ladder. A human ladder. The gentleman stopped and was like, hey, what are you doing? And she looked at him like he was the idiot. And she said, look at all that beautiful grass up there. I'm going to get this stupid cow up there to eat it. Duh. And then she said, she'll be quite safe, for I shall tie a string round her neck and pass it down the chimney and tie it to my wrist as I go about the house so she can't fall off without my knowing it.
And that's how you get yoinked up a chimney.
And the man said, quote, oh, you poor silly.
Oh, there's one.
There's one. And told her that it might be easier to just cut the grass and throw it down to the cow.
True.
And she told him that he was being ridiculous. And if she wanted to hear advice from an idiot, she'd look up RFK Jr.'s thoughts on autism prevention. Boom!
Damn. She's from the future.
Yeah, where that boy is dead. Oh, no. So eventually, he like kind of was like, oh, all right, well, fucking bye, I guess. And he kind of left. And eventually, she got her cow up the ladder, and she tied that string around its neck, and then she passed it down the chimney, and she tied the other end to her own wrist, and she walked around the house. And the gentleman kind of just was walking down the road, shaking his head like, oh, this is going to end terribly. But not my pig, not my farm.
Not my cow, not my string.
Nope. And he wasn't very far away when he heard the sound of a cow falling off a goddamn roof. And the animal was hanged by the string around its neck. And the woman was yanked right up that chimney. She died from suffocation by soot.
She got yoinked.
She got yoinked.
Also, strong-ass wrists.
Yeah.
If that cow, like, yeah.
Yeah. And the story says, quote, well, that was one big silly.
Rest in peace, one big silly.
R.I.P. one big silly. Oh, shirt that just says one big silly with an arrow pointing down to your dick. He went on and eventually stopped at an inn for the night. And the inn was so full that he had to bunk with another man. But don't worry, the story says it was a double room.
Oh, 5 feet apart because they're not gay.
5 feet apart because they're not gay. So he's with this other man, and the other guy's like nice enough. Like they chat, they get to know each other, they kiss a little, and then go to sleep. And everything's going fine. But the next morning, something weird happened that made him think that this man might not be all the way there. The 2 men were getting dressed. Don't worry about it.
Sure.
Roommates.
Sure.
And our gentleman, I have to call him the gentleman, our gentleman watched in amazement as his roommate hanged his trousers on the knobs of the chest of drawers in the room. And he's like looking at them like, what the fuck are you doing? Just standing up your pants? How is this gonna work? And then he watched as the guy backed up as far as he could, got a running start, and then jumped and tried to make it into his pants. And this guy tried again and again and again. As the gentleman like finished brushing his teeth and like got himself dressed and combed his hair and was just watching this guy like like missed his pants every fucking time. He's a terrible jumper. Anyway, eventually the roommate stopped and wiped sweat off his brows, and he said, quote, I do think trousers are the most awkwardest kinds of clothes that ever were. I can't think who could have invented such things. It takes me the best part of an hour to get into mine every morning, and I get so hot. How did you manage yours? And the gentleman was like, so You have to put him on like a human, one leg at a time.
You consider being normal?
Have you considered not doing what you're doing? She kind of burst out laughing, but showed the guy how to do it. And the man was like, whoa, I never would have thought of that. You're a genius. And the story says, so that was another big silly.
Sure.
Teach him how to put on his own pants. I appreciate that he did it, though.
Yeah, it's nice of him.
He's going to go home and tell everybody.
And everyone's just going to be like, yeah, man, we know.
The gentleman took off on his travels again, thinking, maybe this is just a stupid country. Maybe it's everyone. He was in Florida. And eventually, he came to a village, outside of which was a pond. And all around the pond was a huge crowd of people. And they all had rakes and brooms and pitchforks. And they're all reaching into the pond, and they're shouting in panic, and they're just freaking the fuck out. And the man walked up, and he's like, oh my God, what's going on? Did, like, somebody fall in the lake? And they're all like, yeah, the moon. It tumbled in, and now we can't get it out. Oh. And he kind of laughed and he's like, okay, but like, look up. The moon's right. No, the moon's right there. I see. That's just a reflection, like in the water. That's not the moon. And all the villagers started to taunt him, and they called him an asshole. And they told him, your ass is a reflection. Get him. They started beating the shit out of him with their rakes. And so he left as fast as he could, their jeers ringing out behind him. He's like, these don't make any sense. And the story says, quote, so there was a whole lot of sillies bigger than them 3 sillies at home. End quote. And the last line of the story says, so the gentleman turned back home again and married the farmer's daughter. And if they don't live happy forever, that's nothing to do with you or me.
That's their problem.
That's none of our business. The end.
Just a bunch of sillies.
They're silly, and they're silly together forever. Why do you care so much?
That's the dream.
Silly together forever.
Hey.
That's me and you.
Yeah.
We're going to die together in the same bed. Okay. So
I've just accepted it this way.
Yeah, it's true. This story was in the section, like, this is another, anthology where they break it up into sections with like stories. And this section was called The Fool, Numbskulls and Noodleheads. It was found in Catherine Briggs's British Folktales, published in 1976, because our girl Jane Yolen sources her work.
Yes.
And she also wrote a bunch of notes about the stories and, other things you might want to know. In the Grimm version, because this is published all over, this is a very old tale type. In the Grimm version, it's called Clever Elsie, and there's an Indian version called The Silly Weaver Girl. And in that one, there's no search for other sillies. It's just a story that laughs at the stupid girl in the beginning. So this one expands on it. In other versions, there are other silly things. The Greek version has a tall man trying to get into a small house. I got you too much.
That's particularly good for me because I used to be I still am a very tall person, and I used to drive a Volkswagen Beetle, and I always thought it was very funny to see myself in the reflection of store windows, me very tall getting into a very small car.
It's like the worm in the Apple car. Just imagine him hunching. I don't think he hunches in it though. Anyway, hilarious. In Italy, someone tries to water an oxen with a spoon. In Siberia, someone tries to lead a camel from the field, and I guess he's doing it wrong. And the story says there's a, quote, scatological Greek incident where someone shows their ass to an old woman who promises to recognize him by his lovely face. Burn.
Got him.
The last word in the Italian version is, quote, it seems everyone is dumber than my wife. I better go back home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go back home to your wife.
Go back home to your dumb, silly wife. And just a little bit on Jane Yolen, because I'm like, we've seen her forever. I keep finding books of hers and putting them in my classroom. So Jane Yolen is 86, and she's still alive. I didn't realize she was so modern.
Mm-hmm.
I just assume with all of these, if I'm being honest, if I had seen Jack Sipes now, I would just assume, if we didn't know anything about him, that he was an older figure,
Yeah.
Anyway, she's 86, alive and kicking, New York City. She's cool as hell. She's the author and editor of more than 400 books.
Holy shit.
Which is why we know her so well. If you have a child or you work with children or you were a child at one point, you've probably seen some of her books, especially the book Owl Moon, which is very recognizable if you see the cover. And she also has a series called How Do Dinosaurs? And there's like a bunch
How
in this.
do?
How do dinosaur? And I just found.
That's how I greet old people.
I just found one in my classroom, and that's rude, Max. I just found one from my classroom at a thrift store, and it's how do dinosaurs like say they're angry or whatever, and it's about teaching kids the proper ways to express yourself. And it's like, do dinosaurs like throw their toys? Do dinosaurs yell really loud? And it's like goes there, and at the end they're like, no, dinosaurs count to 10. Dinosaurs give a hug and they say I'm sorry.
Do they?
They do. Anyway, it's very cute. I'm gonna use it for my kindergartners. We're gonna learn how to control our emotions. If it's the last thing I fucking do. Anyway, she seems very nice. We stand Jane Yolen.
We do.
Yeah. Source queen. That's it.
Source queen.
Source queen. That is the 3 sillies.
Wow.
They're pretty silly.
Pretty silly.
They're pretty silly.
I liked that. That was pretty silly.
I do too. If they were to come to Savannah and see some sillies, what would they see?
Us?
They would just see us. What would we be doing that was so silly that the guy would be like, I better go home to my wife?
Well.
He might see me doing my fun twerking dance that Max loves.
God, I fucking hate that dance.
She likes it. She's fine. She likes it.
It's
reverse twerk. It like goes in. Max likes it.
I hate it so much.
That's a special dance I do for her.
Has anybody else seen the reverse twerk?
No, that's for you.
Okay, so this curse is just for me. It's horrible.
It's beautiful. Oh man.
Oh, it kind of looks like, you know, when a duck like flutters and like kind of goes up on its feet in the water and like it's walking on water a little bit. It kind of looks like if while it was doing that, it started throwing up.
Beautiful. Like the Swan Princess. All right. Well, that's it, guys. A little shorty-baby-cutie episode.
3 little stories.
This one's gonna
3 little
be
sillies.
3 little sillies. Oh, we really were the 3 little sillies today.
Aww,
we're so cute. Do you think that guy and his wife are happy, or do you think that he's just like horrible to her because she's dumb?
I think they're happy.
I think so too. It's kind of hot of him that he took that mallet down, protecting his future spawn.
You know what? He's a doer.
He's a doer. He's also tall enough to take a mallet off a beam. All right, King.
The bar.
It was pretty high. I'm assuming they had high ceilings. Okay, guys. There's a couple pictures from this week. So I'll put the pictures up on Instagrams. Follow us as Sort of the Story everywhere you want to. I don't know, just search it. We might be there. Join the Discord by joining the Patreon at the $3, $4, or $7 levels, and you can hang out with us and chat with us about these stories and tell us what you think is very silly to see. And if you want to dunk on RFK Jr., jump in. We always like it.
Yeah.
If you want to like send us little memes of us kicking the shit out of Ronald Reagan's corpse, somebody's done that before, but you can
And we love it.
pile on.
Yeah.
Give us more memes of us kicking the shit out of Ronald Reagan's corpse. He ruined this country. What else? Email us at sortofthestory@gmail.com. Look at all of our sources at sortofthestory.com. You can put a www in front of there if you want. If you're nasty.
If you're nasty.
Leave us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts, damn it. I noticed you're still driving. Haven't done it yet. Take your phone out, bitch. Please and thank you. I'll love it. And I'll put it up on our stories. Anything else, Max?
I think that's it. I think you hit all the...
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Hit all the stuff. I would like to say that this podcast is going to go down in history as anti-Reagan, pro-Barry, and I'm really happy about that.
Anti-Reagan, pro-Barry, anti-ice, pro... What else were we...
Sillies.
Pro-sillies! Anti-Reagan, pro-Barry, anti-ice, pro-silly.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, we hope you guys are too.
Yeah.
All right. Bye, guys. We'll see you next time.
Bye. Janey, your hair's pink now.
Oh, yeah. I went and added the pink back, and now I'm myself again.
You look like yourself again.
I feel very guilty about it. So not about the pink. Last week, I already had this hair appointment scheduled. And I was thinking about getting my bangs back, and I was thinking about putting some pink back in. I'm still donating my hair, so I only did the pink at the front. And the first graders walked in, and one of them, who months ago cut her bangs and then showed up, and it was the day that I clipped my bangs back and decided to grow them out, and she looked at me and went, "Oh, but I cut my bangs." And I was like, "Oh, Callie, did you cut your bangs for me?" She was like, "Yes, where did your bangs go?" And I was like, "I'm so sorry. I didn't realize we were doing a thing together. Miss Robity's growing out her bangs." And so then I just didn't cut them again. And she was very, very mad at me. And she hasn't talked about it in a while, but she keeps getting her bangs. Her mom's obviously keeps cutting her bangs. Been there, girl. She came in this week and was like, "Okay, where's your bangs?" And I was like, "Okay, Callie, it's been months." Mm-hmm. I guess it finally dawned on her. They're officially gone. And I was like, "I'm getting a haircut on Saturday, so maybe I'll get them back." And she's like, "Yes, do that." She walked in kind of in a huff. But then like 6 more first grade girls came by and were like, "Okay, we want to know where your bangs are too." They just kept repeating each other. And I was like, maybe Miss Robity will get them again. And then I didn't get them again. Got a haircut, still no bangs.
Damn, those kids are going to be so mad at you.
They might actually be mad at me. They do hold grudges.
Oh, yeah.
That was a 6-month-long grudge.
And it's not over.
Every day I'm a disappointment. But I have the pink back. And honestly, I think that'll matter more to them.
I hope so.
Yeah.
For your sake.
Me too. I might get the bangs back later. I feel weird having come back without my bangs being cut. I kind of feel like it was a mistake. But you know what? Next time.
You can always cut your bangs later. But
I can always cut them myself. You're right.
No.
Tonight.
But you can always cut your bangs later, but you can't uncut your bangs. You know what I'm saying?
That's true. I've had bangs for pretty much my whole life. I very rarely don't have them, so I thought that I would try it. And every time I'm like, no, not for me.
This length that you have right now is really cute. I wish that the listeners could see where they're at.
They look good. Join the Discord if you want to see my bangs. Or lack thereof. Anything you want to tell the listeners?
Hi, guys. Listen. It's pretty cold outside. It's snowing.
Baby. It's cold outside.
Baby, it's cold outside.
Oh, baby. So
ooh, baby.
So somebody who has like an in with weather, make it snow more, though, so I don't have to go back to school and face those mean first graders.
Yes. Snow more or not at all would be good also.
Not at all means I have to go to school. We're doing a thing here, and it's not letting Janey go to work.
Somebody light Janey's school on fire.
No!
So that she doesn't have to go back.
My work! Oh my god! That's where I see my mean first graders. Oh my god, not even as a joke. All right, so I guess no snow would be preferable to that. Well, okay, let's see if that was tested.